Hi there, I go by Naraku OJ, or Nara for short, and this is my brand new old school RuneScape character, Only the Wilds. Now this is going to be similar to a Chunkman account, but we are not going to be stuck in one chunk at a time. We are going to be in the entire wilderness with some light exceptions, and this is also going to be a mobile only account. You can think of this more like a diary, a video diary of my journey. I would like to try to almost or pretty much max an account, well, 90 something percent of the time staying within the wilderness. This is a quick speed run of Tutorial Ireland, so you could see that everything I'm doing is as legit as possible. So I will be recording some of these things and posting it up, and then chopping it up. And I will be doing everything on mobile. So everything that includes, on mobile, even the editing process. We will be probably not as flashy as other RuneScape YouTubers. But like I said, think of this as a video diary. And I will explain some more of the rules later. Let's start with the fact that because this is kind of like a Chunkman task, a Chunkman account, we will be using the chunk picker from Source Chunk. Shout out to Source Chunk. If you want to find out all the tasks I have to complete, go to the Chunk Picker website and look up SYT. Now, here I am dropping some things like runes and stuff that'll make it a little bit easier for me to start out, even though it's not that many runes. But we're just going to drop a couple of little things we get from Tutorial Island, but we are going to keep some of these things. The reason why is because we want to be able to do as many tasks as possible. And to be honest, I didn't know that I can get a pickaxe and a axe within my chunk. I knew I could get an axe, but not a pickaxe, so I figured I'd just keep everything with me. Later on, I find out I can't. So yeah, so I do keep some of these things. Honestly, not that big of a deal in my eyes. We are actually going to have to leave the wilderness on occasion to do certain things. For example, I would like to maybe do the herb lore quest to unlock herb lore, and the rune crafting quest, so I can be able to not only unlock rune crafting, but also to unlock the abyss, so I can try to max this account while primarily staying in the wilderness. All the trainings that we'll do will primarily be in the wilderness. We'll even do some lamping, for example, to get like 15 mining and stuff like that. But I may leave the wilderness to do some prerequisite stuff just in case. For example, some of the wilderness achievement diaries, we might have to leave the wilderness for that. And I would like to get all the achievement diaries within the wilderness as well. Not only will it help us on our goals, but also just be a nice thing to have, to be able to say, hey, this is a wilderness only account and I have all of my achievement diaries for the wilderness only, right? So here we are going to Ferox Enclave. We will spend most of our time here. This is where our main bank is. We also have the major arena bank, but we won't really go there till later when we decide to train our stats high enough and get some better gear, right? So nothing too crazy to explore in Ferox to start with. We have, the bank, and we have the loot keys guy, and we have the dev's office. But the cool thing is we also have a kind of restore area right behind the bank. As you can see, right behind this bank chest, there's like that regeneration pool. That's going to be great for us, as we don't have any food quite yet, especially for a little bit until we start. So here I got my axe, I banked everything, and I'm going to try to do some wood cutting just to start off and see what we can do. We do have to get all the pets within the wilderness. So that includes bossing. Here I am kind of like speed running my way around, figuring out which trees to chop. Finally found some dead trees over here. It says I have to get, I think, 72 or 83 or something like that to get to fletch like U shields or something like that. I think so. So I think there might be U's here. Or maybe not. I might just be stuck just chopping trees like these, just regular trees, to be able to make like dragon darts or something like that. So level 2 wood cutting. Nice starting achievement. And we are going to, in this part, I think I was trying to make a little bit of GP. So I decided, hey, let's start off by chopping some logs and trying to sell them to the bandit or to the merchant in the bandit camp. But I'm pretty sure I scrapped that here in a second. For the most part, we're just going to be chopping some trees here and getting some levels. Let me also talk about some exceptions. We have Cristelia, which is going to be outside of the wilderness in the Edgeville area. That is going to be an exception. We also have the Lesser Fanatic for the Achievement Diaries. I would like to get 99 Slayer within the chunk or within the wilderness, and in order to do that, I would have to talk to Cristelia. I'm also thinking about going to the Edgeville dungeon area, to the kind of to that location where in the wilderness in the Edgeville dungeon, as there may be tasks in there like Earth Warriors. Level 3 woodcutting, nice. And also because I think that's the main reason, because of tasks like Earth Warriors and just tasks in general for the achievement diary that I might have to complete. We will also need to do things like get a Void Waker blade. So complete the Void Waker, we would have to get all the pet drops from Callisto or from Venenatis, from Vedion, all the bosses. We have to get all best in slots, just like a regular chunk man. But the goal is not necessarily to escape the chunk. So as I level certain things through lamping, more tasks may become available. And here I am, by the way. Quick break. We're going to run over here to the bandit camp to see where the merchant is. Like I said, I was trying to sell some of these logs to just get some starter GP. Nothing crazy. And I guess I'm walking in here just to save some stamina in case I need to run out. A lot of these people, 90% of the things in the wilderness are aggressive to you. Oh, look at that. I started getting smacked up multiple times, a bunch of bandits, and I ran away. I decided not to do that. Another thing I want to mention is the reason I want to do mobile is because doing mobile will give me the ability to work on this account and maybe another account when I'm home or something like that. But when I'm on my downtime at work or something, I can work on this account, or when I'm out and about. And also, it's kind of complicated. I know some people who will do like amazing PKing and PvP arena and other things like that without a problem on mobile. I've never been able to do that. I can barely even escape a PKer on mobile. On PC, I have a better chance, but on mobile, I don't. So I would like to try to train my skills on mobile and get better, right? So I go back, I bank a little bit of the logs. I didn't even get a full inventory. And then we're going to go to the logs again. We're going to go keep chopping some wood, get some levels, get a full inventory to eventually sell. And this is my first prayer XP. By the way, I picked up that iron bar from right outside. There's an iron bar spawned by the bears right outside Ferox Enclave, so you don't think I did anything weird. This is a hardcore Iron Man at the moment. Now, do we believe this is going to last? Probably not. And I'm not going to make a hardcore Iron Man series. If you want to watch something like that, I would look up TSN. TSN on YouTube has a hardcore Iron Man wilderness only style thing. And I don't even know if it's wilderness only style, but it's hardcore Iron Man, and he kind of makes like a PK account with it, and he's going strong. So you could look at that. I will most likely die. Like I said, I'm not the best at this on mobile, so that's why I'm doing it like this. And here we are picking up some bronze arrows. I do apologize if I bore you with some of this information. Oh, level 4 woodcutting, level 5 woodcutting, level 6. Guess we did a little montage here. Level 7 and level 8. And now we're back to Ferox dumping our logs, where we decided that we wanted to change up what we do. So we need to get better combat. Sadly, I didn't think of doing this like a typical, PK account, where a typical PK account will be like, 0 defense and have, only a strength or something like that. 1 attack, 1 defense, 99 strength, 99 range or something like that in order to keep my levels low. But the reason why I didn't do that is because I kind of need a lot of these levels. Now, I don't want to get PK'd, but even just regular mobs, which we will need to get certain drops from, require a good amount of things like good attack and good defense, because if not, we just won't hit, or we just get smacked up every 5 seconds, especially with no gear. Here we are attempting to flinch a zombie. I figured let's just try it out and just do that till we level up. But no, it was so bad and so painstakingly long that we decided to just give up on that. There's another mob in here that we can use, and that mob is rats. Level 2 rats, I think, or level 1 rat. They have 2 HP, and they don't hit you, and they don't drop anything. So sadly, we can't get any prayer from this, but we can get a couple little, starter levels. So that's always good. And we are going to be training some combat. After a little bit of training here, I'm going to show you guys like a bit of a montage for some levels. I also want to say a disclaimer. Some of these things we will not be showing. So, I might show you a couple early levels, and then later on off screen we'll level up more, and I will, keep you up to date. I think this is my first attack level. What do we got? Level 2 attack. Look at that. So yeah, quick montage. Look, level 3 attack. Level 4 combat, level 4 attack. That's level 5 attack. That's level 6 strength. So we move to strength after that. Level 7 strength. Level 8 combat. What do we got here? Level 8 strength. And as you can see, we have level 8 attack as well. And then we started training some defense. Level 2 defense. Level 3 defense. And our total levels are just 8 across the board with 13 HP and 8 woodcutting. We did that because we figured we'd get some defense. I know there's like a controversy on whether or not defense really matters, since this is really RNG based. And here we are attempting to kill some zombies. Yeah. Are we in multi? I think we might be in multi, that's why. No, we're not in multi. Okay. And remember, we have no food, so even though technically we can go back to... got some levels there. Even though we can go back to the Ferox Enclave and just, regenerate our health and our stats at any point in time, since we don't have any food, I can't just, regenerate and come back, find that one zombie. That's just, it's too much, and I might lose it, and he might regen health himself. So if we're close to dying, we just scrap the idea and keep going. And I think in this one we don't kill him. So yeah, we just run away. We regen, and we rethink our thought process. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point we're going to go and kind of collect some things. Not everything that the wilderness has to offer, because there are a lot of spawns throughout the wilderness that we can use. But for the most part, we are going to go get, I think, steel plate legs. We're going to get an iron skim. We're going to wear that. Here we are getting the steel plate legs. And this is where the iron skim is. And we are going to do a UIM style training method. For those of you who don't know, it's Ultimate Iron Man. And since an Ultimate Iron Man cannot use a bank, usually the first couple things they do is get 43 prayer. That is what we're going to be working on. 43 prayer. Since I don't have a decent food source, or at least at this point in time, I don't realize that there may be a decent food source for me. I decided, hey, almost any mob has some sort of protection I can use against them, like a protection prayer, to negate all damage. So the best thing for me to do is just early level train my prayer. UIMs will come to this boneyard here and pick up big bones. They will hop worlds or stuff like that. We will be hopping worlds too, here and there. But we're also going to just wait for some of these to just spawn and go get them, because the skeletons kind of mess you up and they could pretty much kill me early with the amount of HP I have. But yeah, we're going to just stack up as many big bones as possible. And we are going to go to the Chaos Altar and give them as an offering. Luckily, the Chaos Altar has a huge increase in prayer XP when you deposit. I think it's like a 52 XP or something like that per bone, per big bone. So that's pretty good compared to the 15 you normally get. And they also have a chance of saving a bone, which is awesome. I would like to, save a bone here and there so I don't have to run back and get another one for every single thing. So, by the way, here are our stats. 10 attack, 10 strength, 8 defense still, and 14 HP. We're at 1 prayer, and I think we're free to play in this point still, so we don't realize that we actually have to be a member to use the Chaos Altar, but no biggie, we will soon become a member once we realize that to continue our grind, right? So yeah, just gonna be collecting bones here. Nothing major, nothing too exciting. I do apologize if some of this is boring, but feel free to skip ahead if you are interested in what goes on with this account. Like I said, this is more of a video diary than it is an entertaining video, so I do apologize. Some of these things will be improvised. Some of these things will be like, why did he do that? That's so stupid. He could have done this, or they have this in the wilderness. Why didn't he do that, right? So, yeah, here I am. I did not get a full set of bones, but I was just, like, attempting it. So, I think, yeah, I'm already a member. Look at that, level 2 prayer. The first couple of levels I will show you. Level 3 prayer. Level 4. These levels are going to come by pretty fast early on. And then it's going to take, what's that, level 5 prayer. Then it's going to take, full stacks or 2, or full like inventories or 2 to level up. So look at that, level 6 prayer. That's how fast we're going. The sad thing about this is that at this point in time, it's not a big deal, but level 7 prayer, soon as my prayer gets high enough and I get a high enough level, these low level people will PK me for 4 bones. It's ridiculous. Level 8 prayer, like, I get it. There are some people who aren't smart enough. Oh, look at that, 13 combat, who aren't smart enough to hold, to bring a couple of bones at a time. Level 9 prayer. But there are people who bring full stacks of bones and just have a bunch of GP on them just to make it faster. Maybe even bots out here. That's level 10 prayer, but it's not that much money. So but then again, I guess whatever you do, you PKers will be PKers, right? That's why we're in the wilderness. Level 11 to avoid them. All right, we're going to skip to the next couple of levels. We're just going to cut some of this stuff out and just skip to the next levels. Anything interesting happens, level 12 prayer, we'll show you. All right, level 13 prayer is the last prayer level that we got here. We reset, got a new inventory full of bones. Just showing off these PKers out here in the Chaos Altar. Very cool. They were having a full-on battle. I thought it was kind of funny. But anyways, back to grinding. 14 prayer, 15 prayer. Here we have 16 prayer and 14 combat, I think. Yep, 14 combat. Now we have 17 prayer. 18 prayer. You can see them in the background going ham. 19 prayer. Very cool. Rapid reflexes. Level 20 prayer. I think that's all the bones we have. And then we reset just like that. Quick and easy. We're going to do a couple more levels, and then I'm probably going to grind the rest of this like off camera. as it is kind of repetitive. 21 prayer, as is most of RuneScape tasks. 22 prayer. Rapid heal. That's a good one for later at certain points in time. We got 23 prayer. 24 prayer. 15 combat. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to be kind of doing the rest of this off camera. Anything that happens in between, I'll let you guys know, like anything notable, but you know, just putting a bone on an altar is not very entertaining. And I know I said this was a video diary, but still, there's no need for you to suffer through all that. So thank you guys if you are watching so far. We will definitely be doing more than just prayer. All right, so I'll see you in a bit once we do get that. Actually, never mind. It looks like we died. So we were there with 3 bones. The funny thing is that we lost our hardcore status here, but we didn't actually lose it to a PKer. Here's me speedrunning to the spot I died. I actually died because to a Chaos Dwarf here. And I died because I just wasn't paying attention. Like I was doing something, talking to somebody at work while I was doing this, collecting bones and running to the altar. And I was just standing there and a Chaos Dwarf just killed me. So, yep, hardcore status revoked. And here we have a genie. Very nice. Love me a genie random. And most likely until we have other... Most likely until we get 15 mining, we're going to be putting this on mining. As well as, you know, agility and stuff like that. We will probably need a lamp at the beginning. But for now, we're going to be starting off with mining. So here we are using this. Gaining, what, 10 XP from mining. Look at that, 10 mining XP. Woo! Anyways, big levels coming up. We got 42 prayer there. And looks like we got another genie random. Another 10 XP to mining. And here we are hoping for the very best, as I'm pretty sure all I need is one more level. So we're just going to keep grinding this, ready to log out at any second in case a PKer does come to take the rest of our bones. I have a feeling that we died once in between getting 42 prayer and from 22 to 42 or whatever we were at. So that's probably why I'm so, like, you know, have the logging out screen there. Just in case somebody does spawn and try to kill me. Congrats to that guy for whatever he got. He must have just leveled up, so, because that wasn't us. Oh, someone just logged in. Yep. And that's exactly why we did that. Just for that reason. So now we're going to hop to a different world. And we're constantly hopping, so if you guys think you could PK us off of that because you saw what world we went to, don't even think I stay in one world all the time, guys. And there it is, 43 prayer. Finally, all protection prayers unlocked. 43 prayer. We can use all our overhead prayers. Really cool. We've also used 2 lamps from random events to get about 55 mining XP on mining. We're going to keep doing that until 15 mining. We also have trained some of our combat stats on rats and stuff like that. And now that we actually not give that away, I've collected some stuff, right? But we're gonna go collect them again. Let's just keep these as like extras, I guess. But yeah, now that we've done that, we can move on. Oh, it's not what I'm gonna do, but I guess we'll finish this guy off. We can move on to doing things like, 1, killing zombies and other things. And around here, as long as we have, you know, the strength and attack bonuses to like negate the damage. So the reason for the prayer is to like kind of negate damage from people, from these mobs. So like, for example, right, I can now try killing this guy here. I don't know if level 18, level 24 is drop things. So let's see if we can kill this guy here with our prayer. You might have to flick it, honestly. I'm not the best at this. Yep. Man, I'm trash. Okay. Wow. You just work whenever you feel like it, huh? Okay, let me just stop messing around with that, I guess. I don't know. I'm not the best at prayer flicking, but I'm even worse on mobile, I guess, so. And the thing is, at least for mobs that are close by, we can do this all day. And whenever we run out of prayer, we can go back to the pool of refreshments and stuff and recharge our prayer and our HP. Look at that, attack level 11 now. And as I do this, I know it'll probably be easier with higher combat stats, but later on we will probably need even more prayer. Oh, nice. We got our first looting bag and dark fishing bait. I wasn't even expecting that. Let's go put that away. And yeah, and enjoy our looting bag. We can also use the looting bag to gain things like steel plates, hop worlds, and stuff like that. Steel plate stuff, so. Okay, so we are going to actually probably gonna run around the wilderness, pick up a couple things that are useful to this account. Stuff like steel plate legs, plate body, you know, have some armor. We already got this iron skin with us. There's, you know, helmets that we can get, stuff like that. I think there's an earth staff too, somewhere in the lava maze kind of area. And yeah, just grab some of that stuff and bring it back to us so we can use it. But we will do all of that in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, more progress in the next video.